everybody, we're here to read Ragweed again. We're on chapter 15 called Trapped in the Garbage Pile. Ragweed slipped back to the middle of the pile where Blinker was waiting nervously. Is she gone? The White Mouse asked. No way. What is she doing? Waiting for us, dude. Worse, she has her friend Graybar with her. I never heard of a Graybar, Blinker whispered. Like, I don't think you want to, dude, Ragweed warned. Ragged ears, scars, limp like a fighter. Know what I'm saying? Bad to the bone. I can imagine, a dejected Blinker replied. Ragweed, unsure of what to do, looked around. On the one paw, garbage surrounded them. The stench was awful. On the other paw, it was full of edible food, which meant they could, if they had to, stay, but only for a while. At some point, they'd have to get out. Ragweed knew what he wanted to do, where he wanted to go. Clutch's car. It wasn't far. If they managed to get there, they would be safe. The question was, how could they get from the garbage pile to the fort without being caught? One cat was bad enough. Two made escape almost impossible. Ragweed wished Clutch were there with them. He was sure she had a lot more experience in these things than he did. It made him think about how much he admired her. I am terribly sorry to have put you in such a predicament, Blinker offered, and here you were, about to go away. Maybe, Ragweed said, but it was my choice to help you, dude, so we don't have to talk about that anymore, okay? There's always the chance we could outrun them. Like, how fast can you go? He asked. I'm not sure, Blinker said. Ragweed pondered. Then he said, chill, I'm going to take another look out. Once more, Ragweed climbed to the top of the garbage pile. This time, when he came up, it was by a large, mostly empty plastic bottle, curiously labeled Dr. Pepper, balanced precariously near the top. Careful not to nudge it, lest he dislodge it and send it clattering down the pile, Ragweed surveyed the scene. Silversides was where she had been before, her eyes glued to the garbage pile. But she was alone again. Ragweed was not ready to celebrate. Instead, he turned and confirmed his own worst fears. Not only was Graybar on the other side, he was sitting between the garbage pile and Clutch's Ford. What's more, he was waiting just as patiently as Silversides. Ragweed turned to Blinker. Silversides is still there, he informed the White Mouse, and so is her friend Graybar. We're surrounded. Oh my, Blinker sighed, wiping away a tear. It was an awful mistake to leave the safety of my room. I should have been satisfied with what I had. What have I achieved? Listen, dude, you did the best you could. Know what I'm saying? Check it out. You can either sit here and moan or figure out how to get to the next step. I suppose you're right, said Blinker, cringing. It's just, I don't know what to do. I'm all bottled up. Ragweed sat up. Hey! Maybe that's the way to get out of this mess. It's like risky, but hey, dude, I don't know what else to do. I'll do whatever you think is best, Blinker stammered. Okay then, Ragweed said. Keep behind me, and no talking. Followed by Blinker, Ragweed worked his way to the top of the junk pile, coming up by the plastic bottle's open neck. Now, stay way cool, Ragweed whispered. First, you've got to squeeze into the bottle. But don't make any extra movement. Once you're in there, stay on the uphill side. That'll keep the bottle from tipping over till we're ready. You get it? I think so. What about you? I'll follow you in. Okay, Ragweed urged. Go for it. Whiskers trembling, Blinker poked his head into the bottle's neck. Then he slipped the rest of the way in. His slimness served him well. Within moments he was wading in brown liquid. The bottle teetered, but Blinker kept to the uphill side of the junk heap, and the bottle stayed put. It was Ragweed's turn. Bracing himself, making sure not to move too quickly, he squeezed into the bottle's neck, inserting his front paws first so as to take up less room and at the same time pull himself forward. Ragweed was plumper than Blinker, so it was a tight squeeze. He had to push and kick. Even then, he became momentarily stuck. It took all his strength to squeeze and pull through the last inch of the neck. His movement caused the bottle to teeter. Blinker, not daring to move, watched anxiously. Finally, together inside the bottle, the two mice scrambled to find the right balance. Like We did it, Ragweed whispered. I'm very glad, Blinker said, though he didn't sound like it. His eyes were very wide and his teeth were chattering. It was humid inside the bottle and the air was heavy with a cloying, sweet smell. I think we're in what's called soda. Wouldn't know, Ragweed said. He took a lick. Killer sweet. What do we do now? The White Mouse asked. His voice echoed, as if he were calling into an empty well. Ragweed tried to look through the sides of the bottle, but its curves distorted the view. Okay, he said, here's what we'll do. When I give the word, we're going to throw ourselves at the far side of the bottle, paws up like this. He held his paws flat out. If we bop the bottle right, it should roll off the pile. Won't matter if the cats see us. No way can they get at us. If the bottle goes the way I think it will, we'll be real close to my friend Clutch's car. Get inside that and we're safe, dude. Keep trusting me, he added when he saw Blinker's look of anxiety. I'm trying, the White Mouse replied faintly. You ready? Ragweed asked. Yes. Okay, like when I say go, dude, jump to the other side. We need to do it together. I understand, Blinker said. Here we go. Taking a deep breath, Ragweed began to count. 1, 2, 3, jump! At the word, the two mice leaped. With a lurch, the bottle began to roll down the side of the junk pile. Unable to stay on his feet, a suddenly helpless Ragweed tumbled head over heels. Blinker, who was used to the exercise wheel in his cage, ran with the bottle spin. Even so, both mice received a complete soaking. The bottle came down on the side where Graybar was waiting. Startled, he scampered away. Inside the rolling bottle, Ragweed continued to turn somersaults, while panicky Blinker kept running in place. When the bottle finally reached level ground, it continued to roll thanks to Blinker's efforts, but now it began to spin too. Unable to keep his feet, the White Mouse slipped. Blinker and Ragweed were hurled about at random, drenched in the sticky soda, until gradually the bottle came to a stop. Where are we? A groggy Blinker asked. After allowing his head to settle, Ragweed bent to peer through the bottle of the neck. Cool, he announced. I can see the hole in Clutch's car. We're pointing right at it. It's no more than a few feet away. And no cats in sight. Killer easy, Mouse. You did awesome. I did? Blinker said. Staying on your feet and running gave us some extra energy. Tight. Where'd you learn that trick? I run a wheel a lot. A wheel? Blinker explained how the wheel in his cage worked. Weird. Anyway, the rest should be sweet. Let's get out of here. You first, then I'll come. What if the cats see me? If it gets too bad, forget me, take care of yourself. Go for Clutch's nest. I wish I had never left my room, Blinker murmured. We've got to keep going, dude. I'll try, Blinker said dubiously. Hang in there, Ragweed said by way of encouragement. Okay, Blinker whispered. He squeezed through the bottle's neck. Once out, he turned back and called softly. Everything's all right. They're here, but they're still watching the garbage pile. Cool. Ragweed returned from inside the bottle. Shaking his rear legs free of brown liquid, he slipped into the neck of the bottle and wiggled forward. The moment he did, he knew he'd made a bad mistake. He'd forgotten to stretch his front paws in before him. Now they were pinned uselessly to his sides. Fortunately, his wet, slippery fur made his passage possible. By wiggling, twisting, and squirming, he managed to move forward until he finally poked his head out of the bottle top. Blinker was waiting nervously. Hurry, he whispered. I'm trying, dude, I'm trying, Ragweed replied, keeping his voice low. The next moment, he stopped moving. What's the matter? The White Mouse whispered. Blinker? Ragweed said, panic edging into his voice for the first time. I'm stuck. I can't move. You've got to help me. Pull me out. Blinker started to reach for Ragweed's paws, which were not there. But what shall I hold on to? He cried. Jittery, he spoke loudly. My ears! Ragweed cried. Grab my ears! But I'll hurt you! Blinker stammered. Behind them, Silversides and Graybar meowed. "The cats have seen us," Ragweed yelled at Blinker. "Get me out of here! They'll bite my head off!" "I'll hurt you!" Blinker squealed. Don't worry about Don't worry about hurting me," Ragweed screamed. "It's my life I'm worried about." The cats were drawing closer. Blinker grasped Ragweed's ears and began to pull. Heels dug in, he leaned back and pulled again. Slowly, painfully, Ragweed began to slip out. "More!" he shouted, though his ears hurt awful. With a sudden pop, Ragweed burst out of the bottle. He came out so suddenly, Blinker tumbled backwards. As for Ragweed, he flew over Blinker, landing hard but not far from Clutch's door. By this time, the cats were sprinting toward them. Ragweed leaped to his feet. "Run!" he shouted, and hurled himself against Clutch's entryway. It would not budge. Though he banged and banged on the wood, it remained stuck. Then he remembered what Clutch had told him, and he pounded on the upper right section. The wood fell in. Ragweed followed. The second he landed, he jumped up and turned around. With the two cats right behind him, Blinker was scrambling to get to the hole. Ragweed dashed out, grabbed the white mouse by the paw, and dragged him inside, then flung the wood over the entryway right in the cats' faces. "Hey, dude, you do make an excellent entrance," said a voice behind them. And that's the end of chapter 15. See you next time. Bye.